Hello everyone. In this session, we're going to be talking about backing up a group policy object, restoring a deleted or previous version of an existing group policy object, copying group policy objects, and importing settings from a group policy object. We're going to begin by going through the steps we use in backing up a group policy object. We're going to access Group Policy Management by clicking on Tools, Group Policy Management. And we want to expand domains. We want to expand the Contoso domain. And within the Contoso domain, we have a group policy object. So we're going to expand group policy objects. And the group policy object that we want to back up is called wallpaper group policy object. And we would take these steps if we want to back up a single GPO. So you want to right click on the group policy object and you want to click on backup. Now you have to enter the name of the folder in which you want to store the backup, or you can browse for that folder. You can see we already have the folder here, a folder on the C drive called wallpaper. So we simply can go ahead and say backup, or let's do the steps by browsing. So you can actually see me go to the folder. The folder is on the local C drive. We'll click on C. I'm going to just scroll down. And you can see the wallpaper folder here. If you have the wallpaper folder, you want to click on the wallpaper folder and say OK, because that's where we want to back up the wallpaper GPO. And once we actually have the location, we can go ahead and click backup. You can see here that the wallpaper GPO has successfully been backed up. We want to click on OK. Now that was backing up a single GPO. If we wanted to back up all of the GPOs within the domain, we would have to click on Group Policy Objects here. Just right click on Group Policy Objects and then click on Backup All from the drop-down menu. We're going to save it in the same location, the wallpaper location, so we can go ahead and click on Backup. And we can see here all the GPOs in the OU, besides the wallpaper GPO, that were backed up successfully. And we want to click on OK. To restore a deleted or previous version of an existing group policy, we want to click on Group Policy Objects and we want to click on Manage Backups. You choose the backup that you want to restore. You click on the backup and you simply click Restore. If you want to show only the latest version of the group policy, you can click on Show only the latest version of the GPO. We want this GPO that we have selected, so we want to go ahead and click on Restore. Do you want to restore the selected backup? And we say OK. And you see that the restore has been successful, and you want to click on OK to continue. We can now close the Manage Backup window. The next thing that we want to look at is importing settings from a group policy object. Let us say that we want to import settings for the wallpaper GPO. What you want to do is to right-click on that group policy object and simply click Import Settings. You're going to be presented with a wizard. Then you want to click on Next. And you have a warning here that importing settings will permanently delete the GPO's existing settings. So if you haven't made a backup as yet, you're prompted here. You can simply click on Backup and make a backup of that GPO in case you want to use it again. So we go ahead and click on Next. And then you want to find the GPO settings that you want to import. And you would have backed it up because that's where you're going to get the settings from a backup. And our backups are located in the wallpaper OU. So we're simply going to click on Next. And you click on the backup that you want to import. Or you can come here and say show only the latest version of each GPO. And let's click on that, which will actually give us one of those, which will be the latest version. And then you click on Next to continue. And the system will scan to see if there are any security principles or UNC paths that need to be transferred. Then you want to click Next to continue. And you take a look at the settings that you have. You are importing settings from the wallpaper folder. Within the wallpaper folder, you have the backup of the GPO settings that you want to import. Remember, whatever settings you import will overwrite the present group policy settings that you have. Then we want to complete by clicking on Finish. It tells us our import progress. The GPO wallpaper succeeded. You want to click on OK to close the import box. So we have looked at doing various things with group policy for this session. We looked at backing up a single GPO. We looked at backing up all of the GPOs. We looked at restoring the previous version of an existing group policy. And we also looked at importing settings from a group policy object. This is the end of our session, and I want to thank you for listening.